Hi guys, welcome to Nine's Corner. Couple of things. First, forgive the hair. I'm going swimming, so I thought I'm not wasting my time trying to do my hair. Two, I thank Dave O'Garth. I hope I'm saying that right, Dave O'Garth. He asked for the pickled eggs recipe, so I'm going to put it in the description below. And I also made beet pickled eggs. It was an experiment, so I'll let you know how it goes. So you guys came through for me so amazingly that I'm doing this video for you. So we're just going to do a tarot blitz based on your questions. We're all over, which I love doing questions from, just a little bit of everything. And you guys came through, so now I'm going to come through for you and answer your questions. So first, Elle Marie asked about Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, and Ezra Miller. So I'm going to do past, present, and future of those three for you. So let's start off with Amber Heard. It's an update. Past, present, and future. So Amber, in the past, she had the star. It was very hopeful. She had the ability to really conquer and become something, but it's almost like she's too smart for her own good. There's a definite imbalance here, and it's mental, definitely. But the potential was there. Unfortunately, she went on the dark side. Currently, we have the Chariot. So she's like, should I, could I? This is really about not knowing which way to turn to make things go okay. And this is another indication that her mind is just not right. She has irrational thoughts and she runs with them. So in the future, Seven of Swords. I feel that even though she has been this spectacle, and it is obvious from, her court case and everything, that equal abuse, and she was equally to blame. That's why she lost her case. But I do see somebody helping her. It's like she's going to get away with something and somebody's going to help her along. So in the future, this could be an indication of somebody coming into her life and helping her with her mental issues and her moving on in her future. So it's not a positive card, but it does look like the possibility for help is there. And don't forget, she had the Star card. Everybody has the ability for change, right? So let's look, put those back. We'll put those cards back in, and let's look at Johnny Depp. What's the past, present, and future for Johnny Depp? So for Johnny, we got the Chariot. So in his past, he was definitely re-examining the situation. He started to become very aware of what she was doing, and he was the one who started all this. He was the one that wanted to break up the relationship and go in a different way, but he kept being pulled back to her. So currently, we have the Knight of Swords currently, and as you can tell, he's singing and putting himself forth, cutting his hair, looking really good. So he is rushing back into life and not wasting any more time. And in the future, we have the King of Cups. So I think Johnny is going to enjoy the company of somebody else. He's definitely going to see some love coming into his life. He's accepting all the love that he had given to him, because he was really thrown under the bus, ruined his career, and he's enjoying his future, which will be bright. It will have somebody in his life to love. And I'm sure this is, him feeling good about whatever he does. He's going to be doing projects and whatnot. So good for him. So next we have Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller. He's an actor, and he was an opera singer, but lately he has been just spiraling. He choked one of his fans down to the floor, and it's just such a mess and such a quick spiral down. So let's have a look at him, past, present, and future. And he was Flash in the Flash movie. So, my goodness, the chariot is really busy today. Really busy today. This is completely out of control. He can't help himself. There's the Ezra who can do the job, do the movie, but underneath there's a very dark mental component to this. Ooh, in the present, Ten of Swords. So he's really losing it. He's going to lose his reputation. He's going to lose these job offers. He is falling into, it's like he's spiraling to his lowest place that he will experience. In the future, we have the Six of Cups. So he is going to need help. This is not going away. His past is definitely catching up with him. There's going to be more stories, and I would be shocked if we don't see him receiving some kind of mental care, or they're going to come out and say, hey, he needs to go in for this treatment or that treatment, because these are some really harsh cards. But this is saying, look, the past is here. The past is going to show up in your future. He needs help. He needs help. I got a feeling that there's a childhood trauma here for him, because with the Six of Cups showing up, that's indicating to us that there's a childhood connection here. So I think there's some kind of childhood trauma that caused him to not be mentally okay, healthy, and that's going to cause his ruin, his downfall, getting to his lowest point. I just pray for him that he reaches out and gets the help that he needs. So, thank you. So next up, it's a question from Elizabeth, and she wanted to know, Katie Hobbs, will she be governor in November? So she's from Arizona. I really don't know. I didn't look up stuff about her. The only thing I can remember is that I know that there was some story where a black woman asked to receive the same pay as her counterparts, and she was fired for it. So this is definitely a touchy subject, a liability for her. And, you know, I mean, it doesn't look good that she would fire somebody. And the case went forth, and, you know, she had to pay out a lot of money, or somebody had to pay out a lot of money for the faux pas. So I don't really, I'm uncomfortable with that faux pas. I think that's just, it doesn't matter if you're a black woman, a white woman, whatever you are, it's fair to ask for equality, and you shouldn't be fired for it, no matter what your color is. And good for her that she stood up and she got results from it. So let's look at Katie Hobbs. Katie Hobbs. And I mean, she's a social worker. She seems like she's a good person. So I don't know enough about it to have a personal opinion about it, but let's see what the cards have to say. So Katie, in your past, ooh, Ten of Swords. She is really, really lucky that this didn't completely take her out and ruin her. I definitely think it's a liability going forward. Lot of movement. She is definitely putting action into things. This is a positive momentum. You've got the 8, and 8s often mean that you're going into a positive result. So she's definitely doing the work. She's got her name out there. She's pushing. And with the 8 of Wands here, I would say You know, it might be a close race, but she'll come out on top. Let's see. Ooh. We got the Two of Swords, so this is partial success. It's like she's gonna win, but then she ends up possibly losing. Let's just see. Will she lose against the Republican? Is that what this is going? Is this what that is? Why does she have partial success? Oh my God, the devil. Katie Hobbs, be very, very careful because somebody's coming after you. There's going to be some negative campaigning here. There's some negative work going on behind the scenes. So right now it's the Two of Swords. It's unsure. She doesn't know what's going to happen. I think there's some momentum and movement that has to happen. There's going to be things happening between now and November that could change the vibe. It looks like she will win, but the Two of Swords is there saying, hey, there's a partial win here. So, and the devil's here. There's going to definitely be some interference here. Interference of a negative kind, whether that be trying to, you know, fool around with the ballots or, you know, the Republicans really going after her and slamming her bad, or I don't know, but there's definitely something there, right? The next question is from Eloise Pritchett. Are random shootings connected? If so, how? So I thought, let's ask two questions. One, what is the purpose of all this anger and negativity and shooting? Because we hear about the mass shootings, but there's so many shootings just going on a daily basis. I was watching, was it TYT? And they showed a story about how a guy opened the door to allow two girls to walk by. They didn't say thanks, so he pulled out his rifle. Like, really scary time. So I want to know, what is the spiritual relation to that? What's the spiritual relation? Are they connected? If so, how? Two of Cups. So we have imbalance here. Balance needs to be restored. With the Two of Cups here, it's such a positive card because it means that good will prevail over evil. It's a case of right now we're taking on too much. It's overwhelming. There's just, the world is in chaos. It's in imbalance, and we are going to have to live through these imbalancing times. This is everything, all the movement, all the change. And, you know, when you look at climate change and all the fires and the floods and the advancements of computers and stuff, we have gone to a point where we don't understand it. So I think there's an imbalance in this world, and the world, the universe is letting us know that you need to smarten up. So I want to know, what advice can we take? Because, I mean, we try to control what's happening in the world, but you can't. It's just, you can't control Donald Trump being brought in. I know that it's our fault because people voted for him, or, you know, wherever you are in the world, Australia, I mean, you know, everywhere. We don't choose it, but there's a reason for it. So what can we do? Oh, card just flipped out, so I'm going to use that one as our card. We got the Seven of Wands. This is all about self-care, taking care of yourself, protecting yourself. You can only deal with what you have on your plate. You can't control the world. Change starts at the home, starts with you as an individual. So you really need to be aware of what's happening around in the world, but don't let it steal you from your joy. This is your life. You must find joy in it. That's what the purpose of life is, for learning and to finding joy in the everyday little things in life. So this is saying, you know, take the focus off the external and focus positively on yourself. And when you do that, the positiveness will go out into the world. That's why we need to you know, get together and say prayers and say, you know, light a candle for each and every one of us, because I do feel that when we put out an energy, we're going to receive it back. So take care of yourselves. Make your life as good as you can and realize that it comes from you, within your mind, and you have the ability to do it. I promise you. All right, the next question. Oh no, I'm not sure who asked it. Sorry, whoever asked it, but will Putin be alive in December 2022? So I'm just going to look and see. Will Putin be alive in 2022? He's been having health issues. Sorry, I didn't write down who asked that question. Will Putin be alive in December of 2022? Yes. A definite yes. He is shrinking. You can see that this character, it's like his clothes is a little bit too big for him. So it's like, yes, he's going to be around in December, but it's going to be a shadow of him. I think that there might be some preparation here happening. And let's face it, you know, when you feel like you've got nothing to lose, that's when you could be the most dangerous. So we have to be really careful. Putin will be around for December. So our next question is from Debbie Lamb. She asked, will Trudeau step down? Will Trudeau step down? Now appreciate, in Canada we have 5 parties. The Conservatives, the Liberals, which is more or less like the Democrats and Republicans. But then we have the People's Party, the NDP, the Green Party, the Bloc de Québécois. Like, we have 5 or 6 different parties. And so, and I think that's, I think even though some of the parties don't do as well, it's a positive thing to have a lot of parties showing you what you need to know about what's going on. And I think that's part of the U.S. problem, is that they need more than just the Republicans and the Democrats. They need a 3rd or 4th party to come in and shake things up. I think by having a lot of parties, it keeps the current party in a case of more accountability. So let's see what's happening with Trudeau. So in the past, 7 of Cups. I mean, this is kind of like not sure what to do. That's why he called an early election. He was really hopeful that he'd get a majority, but he ended up with a minority. So he's definitely wondering and thinking about, what is my future going to be? Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. So there might already be a job offer here. I feel like he knows, or he has a good idea of what he will do. He'll say, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. But he does, in his mind, know what his next venture will be. And I do think he'll be moving. Wheel of Fortune. Ups and downs. He's in a cycle. I kind of get the feeling like, I don't think he's going to step down anytime soon, but I don't think he's going to go for a 4th term. If he does, it's probably not going to work out well for him. But I almost feel as though he already has a job offer in his pocket. He knows something. So it's a possibility. He is unsure, and it's a possibility with the Wheel of Fortune here and 7 of Cups. I mean, it's like you don't know. Anything could happen. So it wouldn't be surprising, but then, oh man, it's this. It's a lot of don't know what to do. He knows he's got to move. He knows he wants to be secure, and he wants to have a secure job. I think with the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of saying, listen, our time for this needs to come to a conclusion, and he'll have a positive outcome. He'll get some kind of position that will do him and his family well. So, sorry if I didn't really answer that, because the cards are just saying, don't know. Anything could happen. Got to go with the cards, guys. Scott Allen asked about the stock market. So I'm going to pull a card for 3 months and then pull a card for 6 months, and let's see how it looks. So in the next 3 months, ooh, we got the 3 of Wands. So For the next 3 months, I don't think it's going to be as bad as what people are thinking. There's really a lot of hope here for their ships to come in. So there's something here that has potential to keep the market looking pretty good over the next 3 months, interestingly enough. Ooh, we have the sun. So in the future, I think we're going to have some questions about the stock market. I think some things are going to get exposed. I think this is a possibility of things kind of going negative during the 6 month period, but it will work out. It'll have a positive effect, but we're going to have a light lit on it, and it's going to, like the sun will come out tomorrow. So I think things will work out okay after the 6 months, but we're going to have a little dip there. So. Okay, it is literally 3 hours later. I went swimming with Charlie. We had so much fun, and I actually, for the first time in years, went down a slide. I screamed the whole way. I'm not a thrill seeker that way, but we're going to continue. So it was Barb J who asked about Putin. So thank you, Barb. And we're going to end on a question from Lenny Welch. This was his question. What happened to Stacy Peterson, third wife of Drew Peterson, who was a policeman from Illinois who is in jail for killing his second wife? Stacy's body has never been found. So he met Stacy when she was 16, and by the time she was 19, they were married. This was the reason he divorced his first wife, Catherine. Drew had 2 children with Catherine, and before the divorce was finalized, Catherine was found dead in a bathtub with no water. But Drew had an alibi. He was with Stacy. Once Stacy married Drew, she had 2 children of her own, and she took responsibility for Catherine's 2 children. So 4 children altogether. And the other interesting thing to note is that Drew is 30 years older than Stacy. So I'm going to do 2 separate readings, one on Stacy and then one on Drew Peterson. So let's look into Stacy and see what happened. Where are you? Okay, so in the past, we have the lovers. There was a huge problem between the 2 of them. I'm sure that he restricted her in every way possible. I know that they were talking about divorce, and here it is. Sorry, I had a little mosquito that was trying to eat me. So they had a huge problem between them. I think that when they fought, she probably used the fact that she was his alibi. She knew too much. In the present, ooh, we got the Queen of Cups. So when this happened, because with the Queen of Cups, it's the only one in the deck that has a cap on top of the cup. So Stacy Peterson was pushed in something with a cover on it. She could be buried, but there's a reason why I got the Queen of Cups, because there's something about her death that she's like covered up. Something's covering her up, as though like I don't know, maybe they put her in some kind of box or something like that. Seven of Swords. So she knew she couldn't get away from him. I really feel there was a lot of tension, a lot of fighting between them. And I really feel as though you know, she was trying to stand her ground. Ooh, on top of it, judgment. You know, maybe she, as she got older, she realized the significance of her giving him an alibi, or maybe she realized that she had given him an alibi, but there's something with judgment here. She came to the realization of who he was, and judgment also means that he realized and judged her. Ooh. Two of Wands. With the Two of Wands here, I feel as though there's somebody else involved. I'm not sure how, but I feel as though he had help. He had help. She's letting us know that there's somebody else. Oh, so she was under a lot of strain. She was trying to do way too much. The situation got overwhelming for her. She started looking at what she was doing, what she had. I really believe that she was using, probably trying to use, look, I'll let you get away with this, or if you don't let me get out, I'm going to use this against you. There's just, and the fact that there's a judgment on her, it's like he was judge and jury, and she had, it's, somehow she had some understanding. It's like she knew that her days were numbered. She knew it, but she didn't know how to get out of it. It's like by the time she realized, I need to get out of this, it was too late. But with the Queen of Cups, that's certainly bothersome because it feels like she's under something. She's covered by something. Put in something, put somewhere. All right, let's look at Drew. Drew Peterson. What do you know? What did you do? What's your story? In the past, he's the Queen of Swords. He had nothing nice to say. He was very demanding. He told her what to do, how to do it. Four of Pentacles. He was desperate to hold on to her. Desperate to hold on to her. He did this because if he couldn't have her, nobody would. She knew too much, and he needed to hold on to her. Yikes. See, I want to be very sensitive, but I want to read what the cards are telling me at the same time. I think he probably sexually abused her. He found himself in a position where he didn't know what to do. Everything was falling apart. He was losing control. It's all about power. To him, everything starts and ends with him. He wanted to have complete and utter control. He wanted to imprison her. This is like being in a good family way, but you're made to feel small, and you're made, the amount of joy that you find, like once you're past it, it's like, why would I stay? Because there was many more bad days than good days. Oh my. He's a very, 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 very bad man. I truly believe that, yes, he did take her life. This is a man who definitely has abuse of women. There is, I'm, it's difficult to think about what their lives must have been like, their day to day. And as things got progressively worse, you've got the devil showing up. I mean, that's really, ooh. That son of a bitch. He literally is just like, I don't care. This is a man who was born without a soul. He's like, I don't care. I judged her to be no longer useful, and that's it. That's that. There's nothing behind it more than she's not going to leave me, and I can't let her go because she knows too much. So in his sick, warped mind, just had to happen. The Hanged Man. He sees the situation from such a different perspective, and it's warped. So, you know, I mean, obviously, he's in jail. I don't feel like he's on the positive side. I think that this is a, you know, a negative message, that he needs to accept responsibility in order to learn his life lesson. But this is not happening right now. He's not able to. Until he confesses, he will be held in suspension. Wow. I don't get the feeling like he's ready to give it up. It's like it gives him a sense of power, a sense of control, seeing that he's in jail. So it's like I can still dangle this over and have my fun, and you know, as long as I keep this going, I'll have people come trying to talk to me, and you know, like it's really sick. So my dear Stacy, for entertainment purposes only, it doesn't look. What's your advice? What's your advice for us? Just give us a card of what you think. A conclusion. 9 of Cups. She is at peace. She is happy, but again, there is a sense of, I wish I could have continued. And I feel like she hasn't fulfilled her life's journey. So I feel as though she's going to choose to have another run at it. Yeah. I feel as though she had found peace. She had found joy. You know, even though her passing was a very difficult situation. And again, we're highlighting cups here. So for whatever reason, I feel that either they put her in some kind of box, some kind of container, and buried the container. Or, I don't know. But it also looked like there's somebody who helped him. So let's just ask one more question. Will the person who helped him ever come forward? Because there's somebody else who was involved and helped him. Will they ever come forward? Strength. Strength. So somebody helped him physically. Somebody helped him. With strength there, I really feel like that's physical strength. So there was definitely a helper. And this is the 4 of Pentacles, holding on. So for whatever reason, this person is not giving up the information. But I really believe there was somebody else involved. So I hope you enjoyed that reading because it was all your wonderful questions and I appreciate it so much. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love you guys. You are so fantastic. So my friends, that was my little tarot blitz based on your questions. So I thank you very much. And as always, I have our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. And until the next time we chat, cheerio and take care, my friends.